Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Kellen with Dreamedia Home Theater. I'm here with Shane from RBH Sound. We're going to be discussing some advantages of both passive and active speakers. So stay tuned, we're going to get into it right after the intro. All right guys, welcome back. So Shane, what would be an advantage of using a passive speaker system?
Great question, Kellen. So one of the advantages of using a passive speaker system, if you're upgrading your speakers at the moment, is that it will likely fit in real easily with the equipment you already have. So the advantage to that is that you'll probably be spending less money. So if you're starting from scratch with that system, then maybe it's going to be just as economically feasible to do an active speaker system versus buying separate components, putting them together.
Researching, figuring out what amps do I need. Oh, I didn't even know I needed an amp. So I totally understand that approach as well. There's just going to be more components overall. Something that some customers will ask me is a place to put it all. We're trying to hide the clutter for a significant other or something like that. You do now have multiple components, may end up costing more. You have more decisions to make rather than going with an active system. So from a performance standpoint, there's going to be more, I guess, advantage on what amps you choose to then drive those passive speakers. So then it becomes, what is going to be your processor? What EQ does that offer and room correction possibly? What amplifiers match well with the speakers, So those are a lot of questions that, I don't really think are a negative, but could be. What is the performance advantage of the active solution?
So the performance advantage of the active solution really has to do that the components are tailor-made to drive that speaker system. From the amplifier to the DSP processor, the performance is dialed in to an even higher level of linearity. That is done on our end when we're incorporating the amplifier and DSP, doing the crossovers. We can do steeper order crossovers. We can do time alignment between the drivers.
What does that time alignment help with?
Yeah, so it helps with the overall resolution of the system. Typically, the acoustic centers of the drivers are offset. If you think of a woofer and where the acoustic center of that is, it's really at the center of the voice coil in the gap with the magnet. And that's set further back because woofers are deeper. Then you have mid-range drivers that are a little shallower, and then a tweeter on top that's even shallower. So you have this essentially tilting of the ideal angle of integration between all those drivers. And that can be adjusted for somewhat in passive speaker crossovers, but a lot of times you have to change phase and do some other things to massage that or offset the drivers in an enclosure. Bottom line is, it can be much more easily done in a DSP processor.
All the frequencies are hitting your ears at the same time.
At the same time.
That's more of what I was.
Yes, exactly. They're all hitting your at the same time. Once you get everything synergized in the time domain, it just makes for that much more of a realistic experience.
Yes.
And that's what you can get with the type of active powered system we're doing. That doesn't necessarily apply to all active or powered speaker systems. Really, I think, a bargain in terms of what it would cost you to get that kind of performance.
Another, I think, advantage of having active speakers is, it kind of goes back to what you said about things being tailor-made. You're using 3 separate amps, all delivering different amounts of power to basically do the best job for that speaker.
Yeah, and once again, those amplifiers are connected directly to the driver, so there's nothing in between to color the sound or to change the phase that you would typically have in a passive loudspeaker system. Another advantage of the active speaker system is that you have the ability to select different frequency response profiles for the loudspeaker system so that you have a little more control over tuning it in your room. This is a little more fine-tuned because we're affecting each driver individually versus typical room correction systems are taking the complete frequency response of the system. But we start with speaker correction.
That would be a service that we could provide is,
Yeah.
you know, the customer would need a PC laptop. They would need a mini DSP mic. We can run some REW, some RU sweeps, and then help them talk them through that. That they do sound incredible out of the box. And whenever I said that, and you kind of was like, they can sound better. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. So getting to see that, kind of you working through it and helping me, see that process of what you're doing behind the scenes of manipulating the speaker essentially. To help make it sound the absolute best for this room, for any room. That's a huge upside to this technology.
The speakers will sound incredibly good right out of the box just because of the way we do. Yeah. Well, we do
that is
try.
The truth. I mean,
yeah. Well, we go to great lengths to make sure
absolutely.
they do sound really good right out of the box. You want to start with a really good platform. The nice thing is we're giving you essentially the tools to do the tuning already built into the speaker with the active system. So that's certainly one of the advantages.
That was really great information, Shane. Thank you so much. Let us know in the comments down below if there's anything you would like to learn about passive or active speakers. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions at all. Anything audio video related at dreamemediaav.com. Shane, pleasure having you again. Shane with RBH Sound, Kellen with Dreamedia. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. We'll catch you in the next one.